absolutely devastating.
Oh! This is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn podcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.
Hello, everybody out there. We're here with Face or Heel Pro Wrestling Talk here on a Thursday, November the 6th. Hope everybody's doing well. Marcus, and how are you doing?
I'm good.
Okay. Big Glenn, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic, man. We got a good show here tonight.
Yeah, I hope so. Well, we're going to start off. Let's start off with Saturday night's main event that happened this past Saturday night. And we'll start off with the first match that was on the show. That was Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre for the undisputed WWE Heavyweight Championship. Was either one of you guys surprised they started off with that match?
They got to start with something.
Yeah.
You know, when you main event your whole show, you got to start out with something.
Yeah, that's true. I think since they was crowning a new champion, I think that they wanted that to be the main event, I guess.
Two new champions, actually.
Yeah. Well, this one was was supposed to definitely get a champion because there was no champion going in. Big Glenn, let's go with your thoughts on the first match, Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre.
Not surprised that it started first, considering how the show ended. Great match. I thought maybe Cody was going to drop the belt here, but you know how that has been so far. So
yeah, Cody is still over, man. He's still selling a lot of merch and doing well. So I think that it's hard for them to make changes. I don't think it's going to hurt Cody if he's not champion. I still think he would do well, especially if he just lost it for a couple months and changed things up. I think things are a little stale, and I'm not putting that on Cody. I don't think Cody is stale. I just think that the opponents and everything is just kind of stale. And Drew can only lose so many times. I mean, Drew's Teflon. I mean, he's not hurting him, but they're not helping him, either. So, Marcus, your thoughts on this match?
Okay, well, did you know there was a dark match?
Oh, was there?
Yeah,
no,
Bayley defeated Raquel Rodriguez as the opener for Saturday night's main event for the people in attendance.
Okay, cool.
So, okay, here we go. You ready? I want to nitpick some. Why did Cody come out first? What happened with the champions coming out? It was that they lose the illusion when the challenger comes out and then the champion comes out.
Yeah.
So I don't care for that. Drew said he was the real American. I thought that was funny. Yeah. And this was the 40th year anniversary of the Hard Times promo that Dusty put out. I think they even mentioned that.
Yeah,
they did.
But all this Drew trying to get DQ'd all the time, that's what Jeremy Halley was doing at Warrior Pro the other day with that Drew kid. He said, well, go ahead, DQ me. Go ahead. I don't lose a title if you DQ me. Well, that's what Cody kept doing. He kept trying to get, because that was the stipulation.
Yes.
What kind of cheapened Drew? Because now Drew didn't want to wrestle. He just wanted to try to get DQ'd all the time.
Yeah.
So the match was okay. You said, do you think this was a good one to start with? Well, the way they presented it, yeah, it was a good one to start with.
Yeah.
So they didn't really wrestle. It was more of a let's try to get Cody DQ'd. So Drew is his own worst enemy.
Yeah, he is. I'd like the stipulation. It was something different, something I haven't seen in a long time. I've seen it before, but it's been quite a while. Presented that way, that type of stipulation. I remember some old school ones being that way back in the NWA, long time ago. But it's been a long time since I've seen one. I like the way they presented it. I mean, I thought it was a decent match. Was great. No, I've seen a
Saturday night main event match. It wasn't a pay-per-view match. So
yeah, I agree. I did like the fact there was no commercials during the matches.
Hey, I guess they didn't realize that.
Yeah, they had the matches, and then they did their, did their stuff, and so I like that. I mean, that's what it should kind of be. Let's move on to the next match on the show. It was Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton for Tiffany Stratton's championship. Pablo, what are you doing? I thought it was pretty good. You need to go outside.
Pablo liked it.
Yeah, evidently. I think you want to go outside. So I'm going to switch. I'm going to put it over to Glenn, and Glenn, you give your thoughts on this match, and I'm going to let him out.
All right. So all of us pretty much had this match correct. It was what we was hoping it was going to be and what it needed to be. We needed if we were going to put the belt on Cargill, it needed to be a squash match, and sure enough, that's what it was. And I give this match probably a B plus because it's what I feel like it's what needed to happen with Jade needed to do what she had to do. So
Yeah, I agree with you. A friend of mine who's a podcaster had an opinion that he didn't like the squash. He thought that cheapened Tiffany. I didn't think so because they sold the injury. I think they sold the leg injury. I don't think it hurts Tiffany. It may even help Tiffany because Tiffany's did okay as a babyface, but she's more of a heel. But I don't think they're going to turn her heel because now they've got Jade as a heel. So her working from underneath will probably be good for her and her babyface character. So yeah, I agree. I thought it was done very well. I liked it. The only thing that I think that Jade needs to do is I didn't think it was a bad match for her, but she needs to slow down. She was trying to move too fast when she went to those things and did some of her moves. It looked like she was like in a big hurry that she had to do them. And for a big, strong lady like her, she shouldn't be in a big hurry. She should be more methodical. And so I think she needs to. I think sometimes her brain races and it causes her to race a little bit. And but I thought it was well done for what it was, and I thought it was the right way to do it for the most part. Marcus, your thoughts?
I didn't quite see it that way. I thought she kind of slowed it down. Now, when she got to do the move, it was kind of rushed.
Yeah.
But getting to the move, she kind of slowed it down. And
Yeah,
I didn't quite call it a squash. It was just an overpowered on one side. Well, that kind of is a squash, I guess, if you think about it. But,
yeah.
They did exactly what we said should have happened.
Yep.
Now it's her time. Now prove you can do it.
Yeah,
you got the title. You're a heel. Now it's your now it's up to you to keep it going or have Triple H or whoever say, you ain't worth a damn.
Yep.
You're dropping the title and you go work for AEW or something. So
I think she'll be okay. I think she'll be all right as a heel. I think she will, if they just keep things, her promos basic, keep her matches basic and powerhouse matches. I think that the crowd responded to her as a heel, so I think she'll be fine. Next up, guys, we had Dominic Mysterio versus Penta Rusev for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Marcus, I'm gonna go to you first. I'm gonna get your thoughts on this one.
Well, it was a good mid-card match. Nothing really spectacular out of this. They did do some history, I guess, here. I pulled down. Dom has the most title wins in WWE in 2025. That's, I guess you got to defend.
Yep.
That he has. So says 16-time Intercontinental titles. The Intercontinental title has been defended 16 times in Saturday night's main event. And only one title change, and that's when HBK defeated the Bulldog.
Yeah.
Dom tossed the chair in the Rusev. Rusev wanted him DQ, and the referee's like, hey, it's a triple threat.
Yeah, I like that.
And it's like, okay, so we're going to DQ Dom. Well, then you ain't going to win the title.
Yep.
It's like, let's think this out there, Rusev. I love the bell ringing.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, that was fantastic. I love the bell ringing because then he made him drop. He kept him from making the guy submit.
Yep.
Because he thought he won.
Loved it.
I loved it too.
And plus also, Marcus, just a little tidbit. He's used the ring bell and a hammer for about the last 4, 5, 6 weeks. He's used that. He's went over. He's used the hammer 3 or 4 times in matches now on Raw. So it kept with a theme with him using that hammer, and then also him over in that area messing around. So it kept with a theme. I thought it was the best put together match. I'm not saying it was a super great match, but the way that match was put together, I thought it was fantastic.
Yep, I agree. It was a good one, but it was just a mid card match. But the storyline was the storytelling was fantastic.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Big Glenn, what'd you think?
I love the Bill spot, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Most of that match, I was watching the Pacers come back against the Warriors, and I have got to see our only win this season to date. So other than the Bill spot,
you've seen about all you need to see then.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. I was happy I caught that because it took me back to when Festus and yeah, you don't want to talk about Tony.
Yeah, I can think of it. It was actually Bam Bam Gordy's son.
Yeah.
Who was the other guy, the blonde-haired guy who was with Vestas. I can't think of his name right now.
His name is Luke Gallows now. Would be Luke Gallows now. But
yeah.
They faced Hawkins and Ryder in that tag match. He hit the bell and had him freeze. So.
Yeah. I thought it was well done. I tell you what, Dominic Mysterio is must see TV. I think he's funny, facial expressions, just walking out there, he can piss you off, but then the crowd loves him too. So he's definitely a pretty big star for WWE right now. Let's move on.
The next thing, we got a comment here from I think it's Jay. It said, "Big Lynn McLovin coming for you, battle of the disabilities, man." Hey, our race to like Stone Cold in the wheelchair, our race from wheel to wheel, man.
Okay, let's go to the last match on the show. It was the main event: CM Punk versus Jey Uso for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Marcus, your thoughts on this match?
Okay, well, you notice only about half the arena is yeeting now.
Yep.
When they were yeeting, only about half of them. I mean, it didn't have the entire. You could just see half of them are sitting there and half of them are doing it. So this J turn is happening really quick. I don't think CM Punk can go anymore. I think they had to slow it down for him. He just doesn't seem like he can go at full speed anymore. So they had to slow the match down for CM Punk. And I've noticed that the last several times he's worked.
Okay.
And of course, at the end of the night, we need to tear everything up. The bellkeeper's area, the announce table, the barricades. It was a good match. It flowed well. But again, it wasn't like pay-per-view quality, but again, it wasn't a pay-per-view, and everybody's got to remember that.
Yes, I agree with you. I thought it was pretty good. I thought the match started off a little slow. I thought it got better as the match went on, especially towards the end. A lot of people have put the blame, and you talked about Punk. A lot of people have been really hard on this match, and most people, and not that I agree with it, but most people are blaming Jey Uso.
For what?
Said that the match was horrible and he was horrible.
No, I wouldn't say it was horrible. He just had to slow down for Punk, is what I thought.
Yeah. Well, and see that you're the first one that said it was more Punk. Most people blamed Uso. The one spot, I don't know if you noticed it, Marcus, when Punk went to do the neck breaker and Uso over rotated. I don't know if Uso knew what he was supposed, if they got lost or if he knew what he was supposed to be doing, but he rotated and they both went down. And I don't know if you noticed, Punk got pissed because he was down on all fours. Uso was, and Punk gave him a real kick to the head. Believe me, it was real. It was like, wake the F up. What are you doing? Go back and watch. I mean, he kicks him right at the top of the head, and Punk was pissed. And then they redid the move, and then everything flowed better after that. I don't know. I thought the match was good. I was fine. I think Punk being the champion right now is the right move. The crowd loves him. The crowd loves Uso too. I still don't know if they're going to turn Uso or not. They've teased it so much. I don't know. It may be if they're going to do a turn with him, it may not happen till Survivor Series and War Games, because I figured Jey Uso is going to be part of the War Games. So is Punk, probably. So is maybe Jimmy, and probably Roman. So we'll see. But I thought it was pretty good for what it was. Big Glenn.
I enjoyed it. I wasn't sure they were going to pull a trigger on a J turn yet, but you can see it slowly building up to that. I wouldn't be surprised if we get to Survivor Series and in the War Games match itself, he makes the turn in. So
yeah. So I'll tell you what I liked about Saturday night's main event. I was entertained, and there was a couple of reasons. Not that there was the best wrestling that I've seen, because it wasn't. I've seen better wrestling on some of the Raws, but what I thought it got the job done. I mean, we got two new champions, so that was newsworthy. We got two new champions. We got a real entertaining match with Dominic, and then also I thought a very important thing was when they announced the last time is now tournament for John Cena. I thought that was interesting. I've seen some people, probably AEW people, being hard on it, saying it's dumb to do a tournament for John Cena's last match. I don't have an issue with it. I think it's something different. Some people thought they should have did a 16-man tournament instead of doing Punk and Uso for the championship, but you couldn't have done two of those. I mean, you couldn't do two tournaments. So, and I think they already had the Cena thing planned.
Well, did you notice though that Cena even made a statement that there might be people in this tournament that's not from here?
Yes.
So are they bringing in Edge? Because I've heard that.
Well, I don't think that would ever happen. I don't think AEW and WWE can get along well enough for that to happen. I think I would think more people for like TNA, because TNA, they've got a partnership, but they are not WWE guys, not getting paid. But I would say it's more TNA people, or it could be now if they do own AAA. So now they could. Matt Cardona is not signed with anybody. He wrestles all over the place, and it's a per match deal. He wrestles for TNA sometimes, but it's per match. So he's not signed anywhere. And there is a story between Cena and Matt Cardona. They had a story back in the day. So I think that's more of a possibility. And if you watch the video here, I'm going to name off some of the people that were shown in the video. That doesn't mean they're going to be in the tournament. But since then, they have announced a couple matches, and we'll go over that. But the Miz was shown in the video, Rusev, Solo Sikoa, Sheamus, LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, Penta, Carmelo Hayes, Bronson Reed, Gunther, and Dominic Mysterio. They were the people that were shown during that video package. So I think that's 11 people. Now, and it's going to be a 16-man tournament. So they did say there would be people from NXT. So I definitely expect that. I'm hoping, and he hasn't been on TV. So I think it's going to be, of course, I'm going to have a brain fart right now. Obafemi. I think Obafemi will be in this tournament. I'll be surprised if he's not. The first two matches they announced for Monday night, this Monday Night Raw, they did the old school bingo thing, where you shake things up and got they got the balls and got papers in them. They did that, and they did the first two matches. I think they'll be good ones. Damian Priest versus Rusev is a first round match. And then Sheamus versus Nakamura is a first round match. So I think them are both going to be, good matches. I don't think Rusev could be a possibility maybe for Cena's last match, because they had a big story back in the day, but I don't think so. I don't think either of these four will be the guy that will face Cena.
If I had to pick, I'll go with Priest and Sheamus of all that groupings there. If that was,
I think I would go with. I'm gonna go opposite of you on. I think it'll be. That could be. I'm gonna go. That's tough. Honestly, I think you're right. It should be Priest and Sheamus. I'm worried that they might go with Rusev because there's a story between Cena, but that don't mean nothing if he's not in the finals. So yeah, I agree with you, Marcus. I think Priest and Sheamus should win the first round matches. What do you think, Big Len?
I think Damian Priest does move on and stuff. It's going to be a bar burner. So
yeah, I think both matches will be good. Sheamus don't do bad matches not anymore. All his matches are good. Nakamura.
Nakamura is kind of slowed down some. So
true.
Yeah, I think
that's
with
why I'm giving it to Sheamus.
him taking a part-time kind of as far as his schedule, I think that's probably extending his career some years.
Yeah, it could be because he's about done. Not Nakamura is. He's getting close to retirement.
Yeah, because
So yeah,
to go back on the CM Punk thing, what Marcus was saying about Punk being wounded, man, he needs to become a part-time guy and not be full-time because he's sucking wind out there every match. I
yeah,
think
he
he'd be better off
does.
being a traction than forced as a full-time guy.
I think, and that's what hurt him in AEW because in AEW he tried to keep up with those young guys, and he got hurt. He tried to wrestle the way them guys. He tried to jump up on the ropes and jump off of them. That's how he tore his leg at one time, trying to do
Yeah.
things that he wasn't capable of doing anymore. And at least now he's like I said, he slowed down, but he don't have much choice.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you want to wrestle one match and be off for 9 months, and then. So, but
A little more for him in that way. I think every 2 months would be good for him.
Tomorrow night on SmackDown, they're supposed to draw 4 more names and announce 2 more matches for the tournament. So we'll see who comes out of that. Let's go ahead and do our old school match, and then we'll go back and do what happened on Raw, SmackDown, and Raw in this past week. The In Your House match was the one from In Your House season 3. It was one in Canada. I forget what the name. Do you remember? What was it?
It was
Canadian Stampede. Okay, yeah, that was the name of it. I'll go first, guys. I liked it. I thought it was a pretty good match. I like the way I miss Jerry Lawler and him guys on commentary.
Those guys fantastic.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really good. I like the fact that me and Marcus had talked, but I like the fact that they had, they had, of course, the Hart family there, and it was weird. That was the only thing. You see the Hart family, the brothers and stuff, get involved. There's no way that them other wrestlers should have been able to beat them down like nothing. To be honest, but it's in Canada. It was Bizarro World. At that time, them guys were heels, but they were the biggest faces in the world because they were in Canada. And the other guy, but I like the way that the Road Warriors and Goldust and who was their other partner? Shamrock played to the crowd, and they played heels. I mean, they played heels to the crowd. They necessarily weren't different in the ring as far as doing things, even though there was one time where Shamrock did hit one of them, and the privates did a low blow. So, and that's something he normally didn't do. So they did, kind of heal it up a little bit. So I thought it was a good match. I always loved the In Your Houses. They were some of my favorite pay-per-views. I like the fact they were only about 2 hours long and 4 or 5 matches. I was always entertained by them. I always got every single one of them. So I always enjoyed them. Marcus, your thoughts on this one?
All right, I got a whole bunch of stuff here. I've got to read through this. Okay, for one, we're going to go a little deeper. Somebody says this was in the top 15 best pay-per-views of all time, but I don't know how in the hell it could have been. Because they only had 4 matches. And then they had one on the free-for-all. Remember the free-for-all? They used to show that on USA, and then they go, okay, now we're going, and that gets people to buy the pay-per-view.
Yep.
It was Taker
coming out and everything, telling you about the deal,
And I think they used to do that after whatever the Sunday show was.
Sunday Night Heat.
And then they show that free-for-all, and then they go right into the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
All right, well, Taker defeated Vader to retain his title. King Triple H versus Mankind was a double count-out. Great Suzuki defeated Taka Mikanushu.
Did you watch that match? Marcus, did you watch that match?
No. I didn't
that is believe it or not, it's going. You probably surprise you. That's a really good match. That great Suzuki and Taka Michinoku is a really, really strong match.
Well, then the free-for-all was the Godwins versus the New Blackjacks, which was JBL and Barry Windham.
Yep.
You see this shit on paper. You can't tell me that was the top 15 pay-per-views of all time.
No.
There is no way in hell this was.
No.
The
main event maybe, but that is beside the fact.
Well, then the main event was all one-sided. I mean, you got to look at it. They were all in Canada. They were booing the LOD in Austin, but Austin wasn't big yet.
No.
And Shamrock was still new to the WWE at the time.
Yep.
I mean, they knew him in the MMA, but they didn't know him in the WWE. Owen Hart bringing out his 2 Slammy Awards. I kind of forgot about the Slammy Award winning Owen Hart. But,
Yeah.
And then Diana Hart coming out with Mrs. Calgary. Well, when the hell did that happen and who gives a shit? But
Yeah,
she had
I
that
think
sash on and
it
everything.
was like a big fair kind of thing when they had that up there, from what I remember seeing on it and shit. So they had like a celebrity contest, and she won. So
Well, they were filming that Wrestling with Shadows. That's why they were there. That they had people there. Austin sold very good towards Bret Hart, but it was just weird because when Jim Neidhart and Shamrock got in there, they both went into MMA mode.
Yep.
Then that weird stand. Bulldog was manhandling Hawk. Oh, no, Bull.
Yeah.
That was on this side of the border.
Yeah.
Hawk would have been all over him. A lot of quick tags. I miss Owen Hart.
Yes.
same.
The Hollywood Blondes on the opposite sides of the ring. Because you got Austin on one side, you got Coleman on the other.
You know it.
And then Brett's figure 4 or slamming the leg of Austin in the post. And I was surprised that Owen got the pin. But then in SummerSlam, which was the next pay-per-view, that's when Owen dropped him on his head.
Yep.
Yep, that's true.
So,
and that's one thing
that's
you bring
how
up.
far back we went. It's because I forget we're not too
Yeah.
Austin 316 yet.
We're
not
not
through that
month from SummerSlam 97 at this point. Maybe 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
a month.
Yeah. Big Glenn, your thoughts?
Man, probably the greatest. I think it's 10-man tag. Yeah, 10-man tag, greatest 10-man tag ever. It was like a tribute to the heritage and legacy of the Hart family and stuff, with it being in Calgary like it was.
Yeah.
There's so much history in this match, like from Stu Hart and all the way down the line. It's honestly one of my favorite 10-man tags ever and stuff. So this great match. It set up a lot for what was going to be going on at SummerSlam
And Survivor Series.
Yeah, do I?
They really had the rest of the year kind of covered.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because there's matches that have there are spots in this matches and somewhat from matches in the show that took place, like Hell in a Cell or Bad Blood 97. But you get the point. Because I believe this was about the same time that they was having Paul Bearer come out saying, "Kane is alive, Undertaker. Kane is alive."
Yeah.
And stuff, man. That is such a great year for WWF, even though it was the second in second place because WCW was pretty hot right now with Steen at that time. So,
Man, we were talking about you earlier. Jared Bird's in the house.
Hey, what's it, Jared? How's it going, buddy? Hope you're doing well.
yeah.
Nobody's seen or heard from Terry. No, we have not.
Nope.
Hopefully
I've not.
Terry-
I call him and he won't answer my calls. I ain't called him for a while either.
Yeah.
Marcus, I did hear from Bobby today.
Bet you did.
Yes, he called me a little bit ago. Give me the riot act. He's want me to go to a show here in town tomorrow. Oh no, Saturday. He's want me to go to a show that's in town this Saturday. So I'm thinking about it. Maybe showing up.
Well, one more thought about really this whole of pretty much all my picks to this point. I believe when we get back around to me, I'll probably pick another one from this year from that era. So
Okay.
Can I add a little more real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
I got to looking at the bottom of my paper. This was Bret Hart's return after 2 months. He'd been out with knee surgery.
yeah, because in your house, Undertaker, they had him and Austin had that street fight, and the match ended in like a no contest because they just beat the shit out of each other.
But here it says pay-per-view awarded Best Major Show for 1997, but Dave Meltzer gave it that. So take that for what it's worth.
Okay, who knows?
But this says in 2013,
Hustle's cat.
in 2013, WWF Best in Pay-Per-View ranked number 10. In 2019 list of of the best pay-per-views, ranked number 7. I don't see how that's possible.
I don't either. I agree with you. Yeah, but Bobby's when we go to the show, an unnamed show, Jared.
Damn it,
Oh,
Bobby.
then they said this ended the feud between Austin and Brett because then it went to Austin and Owen.
Yeah.
Yep, it did.
Okay, I'm done now.
Okay.
And Stone Cold was the tag team champ when he walked in there too for this show.
Okay.
I'm
That's
guessing it
right.
was with Mankind. Dude Love, I don't know. Who else has he held that belt with?
I think Dude Love was closer to when Kane.
That was later. That was
Blood.
later.
I think
Yeah, that was later.
Dude Love was after SummerSlam because when Mankind jumped off the cage at SummerSlam, he did that thing. And it was like that Dude Love heart, but he had sweat so much during the match that heart thing fell off.
I don't know who he would have been champion with at that time.
Oh, I have to look it up.
It may have been Shawn.
No, was he tag champ with Shawn?
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
One thing, there was a lot of, you stop and think about it, there was a lot of Hall of Famers in that match.
Yes.
Or people that should be. I definitely, I don't know when
got
he'll
another
go.
one that you brought that up. Go ahead and I'll.
Okay, yeah, because Goldust should definitely be a Hall of Famer. I don't think Shamrock, is Shamrock a Hall of Famer?
No.
No, he should be though.
Yeah, I think he could be, but he didn't wrestle there for a long time. But he was pretty impactful while he was there. Of course, the Road Warriors, I'm pretty sure are in the Hall of Fame.
They're in the Hall of Fame.
Of course, Stone Cold, Neidhart, and Brett. Owen's not, but should be. But his wife won't. His ex-wife won't let, or his wife won't let him be put in.
Pillman, right? Because it says Stone Cold was a 4-time tag team champion. Shawn Michaels, Dude Love, The Undertaker, and Triple H. So it had to be Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. Is Pillman in the Hall of Fame?
No, I don't think so.
I think it was the Canadian Stampede because I think it was Dude Love. July 14th, 97.
Well, yeah, because SummerSlam was in August, so it would have been the pay-per-view the month before.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had it backwards.
Did you have something else, Marcus?
Yeah, I was going to tell you how many people are no longer living that was in that match.
Oh,
Brian Pillman, Owen Hart, Jim Neidhart, the Bulldog, Animal, Hawk, Austin, Shamrock, and Bret Hart are the only 3 that's still alive out of the 10.
Yeah, that's true. Yep, that's very true. Well, guys, let's move on to
Goldust. He's alive. So 4 of the 6 are alive. Yeah.
Let's move on to our final segments here. We'll talk a little bit what happened on SmackDown. Cover what I thought was a really good match. Get you guys' thoughts. Ilya Dragunov versus Nathan Frazier and a U.S. title open challenge. Marcus, your thoughts on this match?
Okay, it was a very, very good match. The only thing I'm tired of seeing finishers being kicked out of. Finisher after finisher after finisher after finisher. Kick out, kick out, kick out, kick out. Yeah. It's like, so what's the point of finishers anymore?
Yeah.
But the match was very fast-paced and looked very good. And the ending was very interesting with that power bomb and then punched him to the head. I mean, that was – but the match was good. And what is it, Dragunov? Is he the really good one? Oh, they're both really good.
Yeah. Frazier's the tag team guy. He's a guy that was trained by Seth Rollins. He's from, I believe, from the England area, but he came over to Iowa and trained with Seth Rollins. And you can see a little bit of that influence, even though he's probably even more athletic than what Seth Rollins is, Frazier is. I think he could be a single star eventually someday. He's in a tag team right now and has done pretty well. Dragunov, man, he just brings the energy for me. I don't know about you guys, but he brings the energy, and he's different. I think he's different than a lot of other people's style. I think if they use him right, he could be a major star because he is different. He adds something to the show that was missing. I think that's why they made him champion, and they claim that Sami Zayn was the one to say, "Hey, you need to put the belt on him. I don't need this belt," And so they did this, and I think it was a good move, even though Sammy was doing well with it. But I think this was the right move for Dragunov, and I expect big things from him. Big Glenn.
Oh, you know how high I'm on Dragunov in that way. So great match. To go back, I think I was not on the show the week after he won the championship, but the move made perfect sense, obviously, because he's come back from injury. You want to build him up, and his style and energy is just amazing. Obviously, I saw him a few times at NXT before he got to the main roster, and yeah, the crowd can get behind this guy and shit. So it's gonna be amazing to see how far up the ladder he can go, and I think he can go all the way. Hey, don't be surprised if next July or whenever Money in the Bank is, if he ends up winning that thing.
Could be. The dude is just so intense. I like. There's no really. I can't think of anybody else out there quite like him right now, and so that's one reason why I like him. But I've been watching for 4 or 5 years now. Back when he was in NXT UK, so I'm a big fan. Let's move on to Raw. The show kind of opened with CM Punk, and then you had Logan Paul come out, and then here come Paul Heyman and Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, and got kind of interesting. Logan Paul kind of got beat up a little bit, and he come back in the ring and helped Punk. Thought it was kind of interesting. You guys' thoughts on that first segment, Big Glenn?
I love the tease how they played this up with Logan Paul throughout the whole night. Because even though I was at the Pacer game, I was like, this is genius. Especially seeing it after the fact of what happened. It is a great segment. I love how Triple H is jacking with everybody in that way. So
yeah. Marcus, your thoughts on that first segment?
Well, Logan Paul was face, not very long, but he was a face.
Yes.
Where they said you either going to fight with me or leave, and he's all right. I'll just leave. It's like,
Hey Kelly.
Hey Kelly.
But then he left, but then they wouldn't let him leave, and then they did beat the shit out of him. So he was a face for a little bit.
2 hours.
Yeah, about 2 hours.
That what the difference was? Was that the time difference between the two?
Yeah, that's about right. Maybe a little bit over. Could have been 2 hours, 5 minutes, but yeah, a little bit over 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, I liked it. I watched a podcast before we came on of people, and they hated it. They didn't think that. They thought they should make Logan Paul a face.
No, that's the
No.
And I completely disagree. Could Logan Paul be a face? Yeah, maybe a year or two down the road. Right now, he's exactly what.
If you got a heat magnet like that, don't screw with that.
No, don't
Fantastic in the ring, and like you said, he's a heat magnet. He's exactly where he should be. I think it makes sense with what they did. And I thought they did a real good job. So I enjoyed the segment. Let's go to the last segment, which also featured Logan Paul in it. We had the Vision taking on CM Punk and Jey Uso. After the match, Punk's getting beat on, and Logan Paul comes into the ring, jumps in, pulls out his brass knuckles, which he's used for a long time now, the last year and a half or so. Acts like he's getting ready to go after the Vision, and I thought this was done perfectly. I mean, just sucker punched him. I thought CM Punk did a fantastic job of selling the punch. I thought it was perfect. I thought they did a really good job. Was I shocked by it? No, I wasn't shocked, but I thought it was done very, very well. I really enjoyed this segment. Marcus?
I agree. It reminded me of what that thing you sent me, I don't know, probably a week or two ago, where Flair got a hold of the brass knuckles. They ran over and punched Sting. Yeah. Sting was his tag team partner. It was fantastic. The only thing I like where Paul says, if he hits me, kill him. Instead of handing him the brass knuckles, he should have stuck him in his coat pocket.
Yeah.
Instead of handing him, just stick him in his pocket. That's the only thing I would have changed. That was beautiful.
Yes.
And now he's got more heat than he had before he started. So, no, don't make him a face.
And the other thing is, a lot of people say, well, Logan Paul joined the Vision. I don't think he joined the Vision. I think he's going to be on their team for Survivor Series. but I don't think he's a. This is my opinion, and I could be wrong. I don't think he's a Vision member.
Yeah, he doesn't need a vision. He can just be the asshole that he is.
I don't know if he fits into the Vision. I'm not saying he doesn't. I think he can fit anywhere he wants to be honest with you.
Yeah,
But I think he is just going to be a guy that they're going to bring in and use for the Survivor Series. And he hits Punk, so now he's got a feud with Punk. It fits.
Well, kind of like last year when CM Punk joined Paul Heyman's group.
Yep.
Now we're a year later now where Paul's on the other side of the fence. And now Logan Paul's going to join their group, and then there'll be favors by WrestleMania. And
Oh yeah, yep. Big Glenn, your thoughts?
I loved it, and I love it. Goes back to what you were saying earlier, talking about him selling a check with his teeth and shit at the end of it. You know, he's like, this great show around, man.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to shit on Triple H's ideologies and how he looks at the shows, but that just the IWC have something missed about the end of the day, really. So.
I think Raw is doing very good. I enjoy watching Raw every week. I enjoy NXT. I struggle with SmackDown a little bit at times.
We talked about that yesterday. It's the day of the week.
Dragonoff's adding something to me for SmackDown, so I like that. I think Logan Paul adds something to Raw. I think he can be a big plus for them when he's on there. My biggest thing is that a lot of times they have the main event, the same guys in the main event too much. That would be my biggest problem with Monday Night Raw. But I'm excited for Survivor Series and see what they're going to do. I do think that we're going. And I hope I'm not wrong. I'm hoping I'm gonna speak this into happening. I think we're going to get that group, the Vision and the other side, Bloodline guys, or whoever is going to be on the other team. I think that's going to be in the War Games. But I really think we're going to get a Survivor Series match 5-on-5 this year, and I think it's going to be the. Of course, I can't remember the name. Solo Sikoa's group, and I think it's going to be. I'm having brain fart, guys. Uncle Howdy and them, Bray Wyatt.
Exactly.
I actually think we're going to get a Survivor Series match. So at least I really hope so. I hope they do it. I hope they pull the trigger on it. I think that's something that's missing from the show. I think it'll be entertaining. So I'm looking forward to that.
Have you noticed that Bo is looking more and more like Bray Wyatt every week?
Yeah, he has been, but he's also not been on for a few weeks. And when he's been on, it's been video packages. Of course, the reason for that is his dad's is ill, Mike Rotundo. And there's been some reports, conflicting reports on that. I know Barry said he was going to hospice, and then his daughter come out and said, no, he's not in hospice. We've not gave up yet. So I don't know, what's all the deal there, I think that he probably is pretty ill, and the family's not ready to give up. But it's a tough situation.
Barry saying the opposite, So it kind of you put two and two together. But we'll have to keep an eye on that, obviously.
Yeah, Marcus, do you have an old school match for next week?
Do you want me to do one?
Yeah, because Chris is not on, and Glenn just did one. So
give us some words.
We'll do WrestleMania 7, Savage versus Warrior, career versus career.
Oh, hell yeah.
So Mania
7.
And
King
Warrior.
Savage, Macho King versus Ultimate Warrior, career versus career, the return of Miss Elizabeth. That's what ends up happening. But
that's a
all-timer.
That's a good match. Before we get out of here, guys, I do want to ask you something since you brought up Savage. Do you think Vince gave up on Savage? And I don't think he gave up on Hogan. I think Hogan needed to move on. I think he could have continued to use that. Savage went to WCW and did very good in the ring. I think. I understood they felt like they had to change and go with Brett and Shawn, but I don't think that. I'm not saying Savage should have been at the top of the card, but I still think he could have been an important part of the program. What do you think? Or do you think Vince did the right thing? What do you think, Marcus?
Well, since Savage left in the middle of the night,
It's
I
about this
think
time
I
of year
think
too.
Savage was past his WWE time. I don't think
Okay.
Vince was using him right. I think he did the right move.
Okay.
Yeah. To answer your question, Tony, let me think about that for a second because I got the few thoughts going here right now. I think that Macho Man could have done a little bit more with the company, but Vince was set on having younger guys, obviously at that time, and foresee him being in the picture at the top guy at that point, obviously. And it's funny that this is being brought up because I think it was about this time in 1994, right? That Macho had left in the middle of the night in that way. And you know, when they had that that spiel with Vince about what's Randy the best, you can tell that it really messed with Vince in that way emotionally.
Yeah, that's true. And I had another question, one other thing I was going to go over, but the other question I was going to ask you guys, because Marcus, of course, you talked about Stone Cold and Brian Pillman, being the Hollywood Blondes. What did you think of them as a tag team? I think they're very underrated. I thought they were.
Oh yeah, they're underrated. They're not on the same level as the Midnight Express.
No,
but they were a good solid.
Do you think they're top 20 of all time?
20? Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, I do. I think they are. I think they're very underrated, man. They were a perfect fit. They really were. I thought they were fantastic. Big Lynn, do you remember them, the Hollywood Blondes?
Yes, I do. Not during the time that they was tag team, but obviously I've done my research over the years, just as a fan of wrestling. Great tag team, man. Definitely just inside the top 20 of tag teams of all time. And I think they would have been better rivals had Brian still been with us at that time.
Well, and he didn't have that car wreck because that really screwed him up.
Yeah. Them two being rivals would have been so freaking amazing.
Yeah.
His demons got to him that way. We could have Stone Cold and Brian Pillman in Hell in a Cell, in 1998.
And then eventually you could have seen them maybe get back together. I mean, there was a lot of different directions they could have went.
I don't know because Pillman was so messed up after his car wreck.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if they could have ever brought him to the Stone Cold.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Okay. That's true. That's very possible. The last thing I had was a little bit of news. TKO came out with their numbers for the third quarter. They made just a little bit over $1.1 million, down 27% from the second quarter. That's TKO. But in this news, WWE was up 23% for this quarter, making $402.1 million for this quarter. So that's just for the third quarter is what and that's up 23% from where they were the second quarter. So a lot of money. UFC was down 8%, only bringing in $3.25 million. Am I saying that right? Yes. No, $32.5 million. So but they were down 8%. So WWE doing very well. Still at this point, they're averaging over 12,000 people per show. So they're still doing very well, even with the high ticket prices.
Yeah, not surprised on those numbers. I know you ran those by last night on the voice chat and stuff, and I misread the numbers because Dirt Sheets gave me one, and it sounded like they was losing money, but the numbers they was losing money on was the one that you ran by originally. So WWE actually made money, but overall lost money. Not surprised because the cost and people still going. My only thing is UFC. The reason probably I think is down is because you don't have household UFC fighter names anymore on these cards and shit. So.
Nope, you don't. And then the last big fight they had was a dud. I mean, the guy gets poked in the eye and he don't want to continue. So, I mean, he did get poked in the eye, and I understand that. I don't know how bad the eye was. I'm not a doctor, so it's not fair for me to criticize, but that's just a bad ending for a show. I mean, guy gets poked in the eye. Nope, I can't. They wait 10 minutes. No, I can't go. So they have to call the fight off. So now you're done. So that don't help things any. But guys, that's all I've got for tonight. You guys got anything before we get out of here?
I will say I did watch the Joe Henry skit, and that shit was funny as hell.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that was
God, was that funny as hell. I mean, you said it was hokey, and it was hokey, but it was funny.
It was entertaining. I think the girl that they have with her, Thea Hale, looked.
Yes.
She did a fantastic job.
She's the right person for that too.
Yes, I agree. I'm going to be interested to see. Joe Henry's still under contract with TNA, and TNA's not doing anything with him. They're kind of got him in limbo a little bit because he's not under contract with WWE, so they're using him. But I think his contract's up maybe in January, so pretty soon I think will be under contract with WWE and be used more, and we'll see what happens there. Some people think he could be in this John Cena tournament. So
Yes, absolutely.
I thought it was funny. Ethan Page is calling it Instead of AAA, they're the champion.
well,
Hey.
well, if you notice who started that, though, I don't know if you noticed it. The one that started that was the girl.
Okay, but that
Oh,
shit.
Chelsea Green. Yeah, Chelsea Green started that.
Chelsea Green stuff is that if Matt does
that's
have
classic.
yeah, I want to say if Matt does have a match with Cena in this tournament, could we see some interference from Chelsea Green?
Did you guys see what Chelsea Green said backstage? It
Yeah.
wasn't on the show. She got that pie and all, and they take a picture of it. She said that she's never been creamed on
Okay.
before. And then there's a meme going around where Matt Cardona said, "What the hell?" so that's
I
what
know Matt
happened.
was going to have fun with that one because just the innuendos you could have with that, and our president Jeremy Hadley, putting out some funny ass shit too. But that's nothing new. I was like entertained from him. So
yeah, Chelsea Green is gold, man. She gets the business. She's outstanding, and Ethan Page, man, is I don't know if he's ever going to be a main event guy. He might not be, but I still think he could be on the main roster and be a great.
I got a perfect example of who I think he'll end up being. Rick Martel. Good comparison.
Yeah, he could be. He's good in the ring. He's good on the mic. He's good with the crowd. He's outstanding. Honestly though, if you stop and think about it, right now in the WWE, and I can put AEW in this because I watch it. Who's a better heel than him?
Who, Ethan Page?
Yeah, I mean
Logan Paul's a good. I mean, it depends on how you're.
Okay. Yeah, Logan's good, but I mean, there's not a lot of people better than him. Is what I mean. I mean, yeah, Logan Paul's very good as a heel. Drew's good as a heel, but a little.
Oh, Ethan Page has got him whooped. He's like the Juwan Thomas.
He can do so much. He's got such a range. Yeah, I mean, he's as good as anybody going out there. Really, I think. I mean, I'm not going to say he's better, but he's as good as anybody else. And the best heel AEW's got is Don Callis, and he's the old guy. Used to be he used to be in WWE as
the Jackal.
The Jackal and Cyrus the Virus and all that stuff. He never made it in WWE as a star. They said he was hard to get along with.
Yeah, I can see it, especially with the character he has and shit. It's just
they said
also working the AEW is just funny as hell.
Yeah, they thought that he had a lot of talent, but he was very difficult to work with at times. Is what I've some interviews I've seen and stuff. Well, guys, we'll go ahead and get out of here. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Appreciate everybody that watched us live and anybody that watches us later on. We appreciate you. I can always hit that subscribe button and hit the likes for us. We'd appreciate that. And guys, I hope everybody has a good weekend, and we'll see you next week.
That'd be absolutely devastating.
Here, this is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn podcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass.